Good morning, we're back for the Sunday, the American Speedfest here at Brands Hatch. A little bit sombre of a morning, a little bit of a fresh head going into today. I made a mistake here yesterday. Qualifying was dry, was really strong, double P1. Good start, got a nice lead off after lap one, but the tricky part of the rain is when you come into the first big braking zone, you're the first one to do it. So we brake offline in the wet, so the rubber in the track, the oil comes out of it in the rain, so to brake as hard and as late as possible, you brake just slightly off. And so if you look at sort of where the white line, the pit exit is, I braking at sort of that position of the track and you sort of head over, but I turned in slightly at the wrong point on the traditional rubber racing line. Here in the wet, I like to not arc the corner all the way around the outside, but just stay half a lane off the traditional racing line. And you can see in the footage that we overlay that as I turned in, I was just half a car length too far to the outside and had a slight wobble. And as soon as that correction came, the rear wheel dropped on the gravel and it just sucked us in, dropping us back to P8. And within a lap and a half, we were back in third. And I thought that the race was mine still, but Dale and Alan just, you know, put them on the dash and didn't make a mistake and manage the gap. So we had to settle for P3, and I don't like settling. I don't like putting myself in a position where I have to. It was one that we threw away, and I hope those 3 points don't haunt us at the end of the season. But we got the fastest lap, so that saved us a little bit there. And dry conditions today, starting off P1 again. So I'm hoping that we can, you know, bounce back with a win. Stiff. The car was that when you hit it, it just launched you off. So I do a track walk every time. I do a track walk 3 or 4 times a weekend, normally on arrival, Saturday morning, Saturday night, Sunday morning. And 2 reasons. A, because it just helps me clear my head. It's like, again, when do you ever get an hour to yourself at all? And secondly, there's always notes from the last session, whether that be from April to now or from yesterday to now, that when you look back at your footage and, you know, speak to Bobby at Extract Driver Development, that there's things you can always improve. You know, there's why Formula 1 drivers have data engineers, so that they can see where they can do better. So it can sometimes give you a fresh perspective. Sometimes you can notice that, you know, like Friday, for example, I was always struggling coming out the last corner here, and looking back at where I was positioned in the car, you sort of walk the track with a fresh perspective and you can visualise it and see it, and it just gives me more time to think about what I'm doing before I do it. And it worked, because we went from qualifying second by 2,000 to being on pole by a good chunk of time yesterday. So you've heard me mention several times now a company called Driven by Extract, a company run by Bobby Thompson, who wanted to go in a little bit deeper about what he does for me, instead of just being a name that gets thrown out there, because I really think it's helpful for anyone who races on race weekends, track days, all the way up to professional motorsport. So Bobby specialises in data analysis, coaching, track days, simulator prep, and full race weekend management. So Bobby will send me over like a several-page document of a lap of, let's say, Thruxton, Pembury, Brands, wherever we're going to, breaking down specific points of where to position the car, visual markers where we can brake, get on the power, and really sort of help break down and understand why we do what we do. And he backs it up with videos from wet and the dry, from reference laps that his set compared to laps that I've done, pointing out the key differences between the two. And he's really, what I enjoy the most by it, he's really good at utilising services like iRacing to really show you where to get the most out of a lap and how it works and why it works. So you know, he looks after me in the pickups, he looks after Paul Sawyer in the minis, all the way up to radical racing in America, Asia, Europe, and GT3 stuff, Ferrari Challenge. And so really from the top echelons of motorsport all the way down to sort of pickup trucks, his knowledge about the fundamentals of how to get lap time out of a race car and track knowledge is just invaluable. So the reason I keep mentioning it, because I think, you know, it took me from a 10th to 8th place pickup truck driver to consistently fighting for wins and everything else. And, you know, knowledge is power. So if you get a chance, make sure you find him on socials and shoot him a message, because he's by far the most approachable person I've found in that side of motorsport. So yeah, I really appreciate the support and thank you.
Oh, looks good, Steve. Yeah.
Oh, there he is.
So race 2 all done, went really well. Lights the flag victory, technically twice. We had a good initial start, nice launch. Managed to get into lead before turn 1 and pulled a decent gap and just managed from there. And with about 5 minutes to go, there was an incident between 2 of the drivers that brought out the red flag. So a bit of an unusual one, and I've not had to experience before with having to do a full restart again with 5 minutes to go. But you know, cut a deep breath, get the nerves away, and yeah, managed to control the restart once more and pull out a healthy lead again and bring her home. So I think that puts us 8th now for race 3. I still need to confirm whether it's a combined mix of race 1 and 2 results reversed or just race 2 results reversed. But either way, it's going to be sort of a mid-pack start for the next one. So a bit of a longer race though, give us a bit more time to come through. So hopefully we get 2 wins on one day would be a nice way to round off a good weekend. Right, that's it. That's for Martha. That's for Lenny. Gonna help Daddy wipe it, yes? That's it. Stay with Daddy. That's it. Thank you, Martha. Just saying to the camera. Then when they flagged it, I thought, please call it, please call it, please call it. And then when he went double file restart, it was like, oh!
I went straight on my thing. About 7 minutes to go. I thought I was going to restart.
I know, yeah, I know. I mean, we had to put the demons aside. You know, I cost the team a win yesterday. I mean, I've reviewed the footage, trying to make any excuse under the sun. What page of the rule book, excuse book can I use that time? But no, that was all on me. And Yeah, it's just validation, you know, parking it, moving forward, not letting it weigh too much on your mind. And yeah, it's a fresh reset now, you know, with the fact that a third place yesterday was a kick yourself moment. You know, you got to pinch yourself sometimes. That 2-3 years ago, I'd have done anything to get a third place. So, you know, if that's a fair day, in retrospective, I'll take it. I've always wanted to race the pickup trucks, and I've always been a massive NASCAR fan. And since starting racing trucks, I've always wanted just a good result at the American Speedfest, in front of all the fans, all the spectacle. But every year we've done it, there's been something, a crash, a DNF, a mechanical failure, or it was that golden goose egg that kept eluding me. So to finally do it, get that monkey off your back was just extra sweet today. Yeah, one of those days that hopefully when I'm on a rocking chair reminiscing, this would be one of the top things I'll think of.
Same thing. Second place, Alan Cooper. Rich Man's in first place. Agents keep it on the top of the race to the race today. Put your hands together. No attention. And let's hear it again for Sunday race 2, top 3 if we are together.
Leads the field down towards Paddock Hill to get on the way with his restart. Yeah, I think
Right on, mate. Right on.
But you want in our eyes.
Oh God, I've got to put my nuts in the dash and let her eat, didn't I?
Did you?
Say ka-chow.
Now, I said at the start of all of this that I wanted all the behind the scenes to be as raw as possible. It's 7 in the morning on Monday after Brands, and I've been awake since about 5. Just couldn't really sleep thinking about all the silly mistakes that cost us 2 wins this weekend. Positive, I mean, we went to bed Saturday night 28 points off the championship, and now we're 11 behind with my rough dyslexic calculations anyway. So ultimately I cost us a win in race 1, and then the reverse grid race in race 3 starting 8th. Obviously we stormed through to the lead and won it quite comfortably, but they make it very clear that track limits is a thing, and apparently I thought those rules didn't apply to me, so we live and we learn. That's all we can do. Just got to, same as Saturday into Sunday, just got to park it, put it behind you, but at the same time learn from the mistakes and everything else. I just wanted to take the time to thank everybody who came out, everyone who said hello, everyone who watched. I mean, it makes it all worthwhile, it makes it all feel extra special when you line up on that grid and you can see everyone lined up there watching you. So thank you for coming. Thank you to David and Carol Longhurst, Jamie and Emma Oates, my mum, my dad, my beautiful wife Jess, my 2 amazing kids for making it a weekend to remember. So see you all in Pembury.